Hello everyone, my name is Supernatural Spectrum and this is my first UFO video on my new YouTube channel. I've been an ufologist for a few years now and been following the UFO topic with great interest, and I have also been UFO watching myself. I'm from Sweden and I want to tell you about some UFOs that I saw half a year ago. It was in the city of Kristianstad. It's southern Sweden. Not so far, maybe 2 hours from the Danish capital of Copenhagen. So it's the southern part of Sweden. And I was watching with my infrared camera when it started to get dark. I have tried a few different times, but it's definitely best at the dusk when it's about to get dark, because yeah, when it's day, obviously you can't see very much then. But if something is lighting up in the sky, you could look at that. So first, it was, as you can see here, 22:30 on the 14th of May, and I saw at least 4 different UFOs that night. Might be less because it might be a UFO that like coming back. And then I went not exactly to the same spot, but to another spot, maybe just 1 kilometer away or 500 meters, something like that, where I saw another UFO. And it was the day after, also in the evening. And this is the link to my YouTube channel if you want to follow me. I plan to make different kind of YouTube videos, and all the YouTube videos I will show here in this PowerPoint. Some of them I will also upload like just like a short video. So these 4 UFOs, there is some of them that are very interesting, a bit more interesting. For example, here is just like one picture of it to the right. It's what I call a double light source, because you can see 2 different kind of lights here, and then you can see back here it's like one object with 2 lights circling around, and this is like one image that is basically it's just one picture. Like, so these lights, it's 2 lights that are rotating upwards in this picture. So sometimes the UFOs has 2 lights, and I'm not so sure exactly what it is, but I will discuss it a little bit. But you can see like behind here there is this more pink color instead of the purple behind. So it might be that there is like larger craft behind it that is camouflaging itself, but I can still see the lights there. And I will show the pictures. And when the camera is like this, when it's red and purple, it is because I'm using the infrared vision. There's like 3 modes. No, this is not, maybe not infrared vision, but there is like 3 modes. There is just regular camera and binocular, and then there is this red filter, which makes you see better in the when it's dark outside, because if it would be dark outside you wouldn't see very much except for the lights. And then there is one more where it just gets black and white, and when it's black and white I can adjust like the brightness. So there is like three modes. So this is the red mode there. Okay, so let's start here. So this is an example of how it looks when I'm using this black and white mode, but this is not, you can see this is much brighter than the regular skies. And this binocular camera, it can also zoom in, not very much, but it can zoom in a decent amount. So for example, this picture here, it was very small, like used for a night, it's very small. So this is zoomed in maybe 10 times or so. So here is another picture. So this is like the first UFO. I'm going to present the pictures. Like this picture here, it's a later picture, but these pictures are this is of the what I call the UFO 1. So I was at a place where you can basically, there is like, it's a bird watching tower not so far from the railway in Kristianstad, and sometimes I go there to watch like birds or animals. There is a lot of, it's like a grassland with cows, so there's lots of cattle there also, both there and also where the other was. So let's look at the video. So I'm filming in the sky, this bright light here that's just going around, and it's being zoomed in, and this is the black and white camera here. So this one is basically traveling across the sky. So it's definitely not a star because it's like traveling across the sky. And I don't think it's a drone because it's used like a light, and it's not even like, it's not a bird or a plane or so, because I kind of know how those looks like. So it's some kind of a bright light, and you can see it going around in circles, and it might be, it's quite far away, but it's not very far away, but it's up in the sky, obviously. It might be doing some kind of signaling because it's letting me, I think it's kind of like letting me see it a bit. It's going around, and it can also be that it's rotating around something that we cannot see. So it's just a light on something that's rotating. That's one of my theories here, because you can see it's clearly rotating here. So this black line here, we'll see it sometimes, it's the electric wires for the railroad, and that's a tree there to the right there. So here you can clearly see it's not stationary because it's traveling across the sky. As you can see, it's going to the left here. And I don't think it's a drone because I don't like Kristianstad. It's a very rural, and it's not a high tech. It's like it's not a high tech town at all. Like it's just a rural agricultural town. So it's they live maybe, I don't know, 70,000 or something like that in the city. So it's I definitely don't think it's some kind of drone or military experiment or something like that. But it could be, but I don't really think it is. So this is the same drone. I'm filming again here. So this is the one I call UFO 1. It's going across the sky. So if you have seen objects that act like this or have any ideas, please write in the comments, because I would like to know more about it, what I saw. So here again we can see it's like not stationary in the sky because it's coming down to the railroad electric. This is the electric wires of the railroad. So it's clearly here like it's behind that. And because there is many different craft, because there will be like a lift off, and maybe this that we see here, it might be some kind of like surveillance or so for the lift off, because there will be this night and also the next night there will be lift off UFOs that we will see. And this one is what I call a single one, because this only have one light on it. Some of the UFOs we'll see later has two, and now it's going behind. That's a tree there. Okay, so we go to next. So this is picture, and I'm using the red filter again, so you can see it better. So I can see it better, and this is like a picture of the orb we saw. Maybe not an orb, but the light we saw, and we can see that this one here, it's like a light, but it doesn't really look like a light, because I think this is what is light. So here it looked more like a metal object, but this one is what giving the light, and this here, it's something here, because as I understand it, the infrared camera, it like sends light to the sky and it gets reflected back. As I'm not really sure about that, but that's how I think it's see. So what's coming back to the camera is light that's bouncing from this one and coming back. That's I'm not a I'm not a scientist, but that's how I think it works. So there is like probably some kind of object below here that's a little bit more bright, and this that looks more metallic here is probably what's giving the light here in the video we saw and we will see. So let's look at next. So here it's just zoomed in, and it's clear to see that this has one color here with the red filter, and this so maybe this is the craft and this is some kind of light signal tool here. And here's another picture of it. Here we can still see it's the the light tool, and this is the object here. And it's zoomed in again, so you can see it's a video camera, but I can also take like these pictures. And what you also can do when I'm showing the next picture is that you can stop the video in a frame and you will get pictures like this. So here is one more picture. Well, actually this is a video, so I will start it, and you see this is where it's like the light is coming from, and this is like the big object that's being camouflaged. So it's the big object is like flashing like a big light to me, and that one here is like seems, maybe it's not flashing to me, but maybe it's flashing to signal to the craft that's lifting off, is my theory, that it's signaling down to where I'm going, like to go tomorrow and like look for it. It's like signaling down to the place which is on the other side of the railroad, where it's also cattle and cattle landscape. Or maybe it's wanting me to see it. Maybe it's wanting me to see it because it's definitely flashing and doing something. And I think it's preparing for the liftoff, because I don't. Yeah, it might see that I am at the bird watching tower, but why why would it care about me like so? Okay, let's do next one. So here again we can see like it's this light, this red light is you get a much better vision here. So it's like flashing here and it's going. So this is still the first object that we saw, the first UFO one. And now we see the second UFO, which is, I call it, it's a liftoff UFO, and it's also double UFO. So here to the right, you can see that this one has a double light source. This is a double light source, and the bright light here is the air, because this one is lifting up from the ground. I saw this pillar of which I believe it was looking as white as what can come behind an airplane. So it's something that is this kind of white thing that goes after an airplane sometimes, because I believe it is because the water in the air is like changing temperature. So I think that's what's giving this design behind it. And up here there is these two lights, and maybe there might also be a camouflaged object here, because it's giving this light like this trail of smoke. So it's a bit of a different style than the other one, because as the single one does not give any smoke. This one is lifting from the ground and it's giving smoke, and I don't know why, but and then this one will go up into the air, and then it will go across the sky. And this one is as I see here, from northwest of my birdwatching tower, and it's behind the railway basically. So it looks like this. So this one is zoomed in by the camera, and this one is not zoomed in. So this is how it looked without so much zooming in basically. So it gave this light pillar, and here on top it's the UFO. And here again we can see this is the tree, and this is the railroad electric wire that we saw. So this one is definitely behind quite a bit. And here is a video where I film up to it. So here, if we zoom in there, you can see it's flashing lights. It's going up, so that's why a little bit hard for me to follow it. Sorry. And also, yeah, it's not so pleasant for the neck to look that much up. So so we are clearly witnessing a liftoff here, and you can see the double flashing lights here. So this is quite a rare one. It's UFO liftoffs are not so common. And here, sorry, yes, I wanted to pause it, but I accidentally did restart the video. I wanted to pause here, so like you could pause the video like this, and you can see different signs. So we saw it was two lights, and it's changing colors. Like, so they could, for example, now we see the other one here. Sorry. Sorry, I wanted to pause the video, not move forward. So let's go forward again. So here, like sometimes in the pictures, it can become this kind of a line here, and I don't really know why. Sometimes it's still, and sometimes it's this kind of a line that we will see a lot later also. That these two lights gives. Sometimes it looks like they're all aligned, like. So one thing that could be is that it could be that I don't know. And here we can see one is more red. The one to the right is more red, and the other one is more. It's more blue or green like. Okay, so that was the video. This one's here. Like this one is quite good pictures also. Here we can clearly see the red light, and one is a little bit another color. And I don't really know, because I don't think this is like a human-made craft, but sometimes on planes they're also doing like one red light and one more green light or so. So maybe this UFO here is trying to try to camouflage itself by doing like these signs, like, because you can clearly see before it wasn't red, but it has shifted color now to red, and maybe it's like a mechanism for this UFO to camouflage itself to more look like a normal plane that often has one red light on one side and maybe one green light on the other. So I also thought that was pretty interesting, that this UFO has a red light here. So I want to apologize that I'm filming it bad, because I had a bit of a neck pain this evening, so I couldn't film it so good. Sorry for that. Okay, let's go to the next one. So now it's up in the air. It's the same. Sorry. So now it's up in the air, and it's more stable here. So what will happen now in this video, it will be like stable here. So it's not like going up into the sky, because if it was a man-made rocket, for example, it would go up and then it would like continue up to space if it would be a man-made rocket. But this one is going here, and then it is stopping here. And like if a human craft would do that, like either it would have to like decrease the speed up, so it's like only lifting so much so it doesn't fall down, or it would need some kind of propulsion from the other side, like to stay here in that position. So it's interesting, and then we will see later that it will travel across the sky later. And you can see the two lights here again, so it's definitely the same one. Trying to zoom in again, and as you might saw there a little bit that it's still some kind of different colors there. For example, if we let's see if I could get us a snapshot of it again. No, sorry, I don't like this. What's called it's PowerPoint. Sometimes it just wants to. I want to like pause the video, but it thinks I will want to go to next. Yeah, like that one. It's yeah. Sorry. I kind of wanted to stop it when I can see the lights a bit better. For example, here you can see double lights. This one is a little bit, but it also might be something with the air, or I don't know. The one to the right is more, at least to my eyes, it's a bit more bright, a bit more red. This one is maybe better. And there you could see that the white one it's going a little bit apart here. So maybe that could signal it's two different kind of engines. But if it's two different crafts, they're like going extremely. Maybe it's a craft with two engines because they're going so together. Okay, let's go to next one here. So here is this one. I turned on the black and white to see if I could see more interesting. So this one is again the light pillar, and again we see the lights quite clearly here. Let me see. That looks like there was something there that I hadn't noticed. Hold on. Like here, this is a typical exam of these like double lines. They are going so fast, so when my video camera is capturing them, it looks like it's just not one, but it's this big section of lights. And it was that we saw in the first picture in the introduction. Yeah, I thought I saw something like this one here, something like going here beside that I didn't really notice until now. Yeah, there, if you look there, it looked like there was something. Yeah, here we can see it like here, two lights, like one rocket. And it looks like here that maybe it's sending off a little bit of something that's light here being catched from the camera, and it's traveling off the main vehicle here, like a little one here. Okay, so let's go to next. So here again is this one. Again, going up into the sky here. See, it's going here. And there you could see again one small thing going off. Okay. And here it's a new video. Here again we can see that this is one it's one here, because I think this is the video where it's going across the sky. Let's look at it. Yeah, so here I saw one other, and here also maybe one other in the sky. And this is, if I can remember correctly, from where I was, it was to the left of the UFO. So let's look at that. So there I saw one other object, and this might be a star, not hard to see. And here it's starting to traveling across the sky here. So this is here. It looks like actually it's three ones. It might be hard to say, but here I think it's the lift-off object or another object that's also giving like a path after it, and it's traveling across the sky, and it's going across to to one here. So one of these I will follow after it. Some of these might be a star, but one of them is probably a UFO. I will film it after this one. Will like go across the sky from the liftoff site and maybe towards more to the center of the city, basically, over the bird watching tower where I was. So let's see. Let's see here. So it's going across here. It's going across the sky now from where it was and across the sky, and it still gives off those double paths. And it still has two, but it looked like it was three lights, so it might be so that it's three lights, which we only saw for a little while there. So this is the probably the same UFO that lift off that's now going across the sky. And it will go quite close to what I will call UFO 3, where we will be followed after this one goes away way off over the horizon. So here again we can see this was quite bright lights, and this one here is it coming again, and it going quite close to that one, which is probably UFO 3, this one here that I followed here. Let's go back a little bit more here. See if we can get both in the same frame here. So here, one going here, and it's going quite close to this one, and this one will travel across the sky later, basically. So we will follow that one as UFO 3, but now I'm following this one still here. So if I'm stopping one time here, it's a little bit harder to see, but I still think it's two lights. But maybe it might be like one light is to the other side, or maybe they switch off one light and only showing one light now. Okay, next. So this is a picture I took from because that UFO 2, it was a little bit gone over the horizon. So I just took a picture here with the camera. This is the smoke from the liftoff that's starting to disappearing now, basically. And that was at the top, so it's starting to disappearing. And this one used to get like this picture is taken not with that camera but with my iPhone, basically. So here you can see so this is the trees and the railroad here, and this is the electric wire that the train needs to travel. And here up here it actually looks like it's still here up here, still bright looking here. So this one, the lift of UFO might be here, and it might have been something else traveling across the sky, or it might just be a star or something else. I'm not really sure. It's hard to see like this without the binoculars, because this might as well be a star if we didn't see it with the camera. So this is more photos that I took from this with my cell phone. So you can see the sun is going down because it's probably 11 now, maybe. So the sun is going down. And this is the UFO 3 that we saw. That I'm going to start to film that UFO 3, because that one is still in the sky, basically. So it's this the big, probably it was not a small one, it was the big one. So it's just being at one place now, but later here it will be, I think it will start go around, so it will be look a little bit more like a UFO and not a star. But if it was a star, it would be extremely big, so it's probably too big. It's too big to be a star in my opinion, because it's just much bigger than the other stars, basically. So there, for example, let's see here if we could stop it sometimes. I think we have better video later of this one, actually. But there was some somewhere here we could see a bit. Let's go to next one. So this is the same one. Here it's a bit more easier to see that it's traveling around. Like, for example, sorry. I'd like to pause the video when it's I don't see it. This one is not so clear, but I think my conclusion was that it was too bright light and too big to be a star, because I could see it compared to the other stars, basically. And now you could see it's starting to going around a little bit, this one also. So sometimes it's like disappearing. That's why it's going across like too fast for me. Okay, this one is not so interesting maybe, but it's still interesting to see like what, like all pieces matter. Like what are these lights doing here in this little town in Sweden? So this is one a picture that I took with the camera, and here you could see it's going so fast across the skies. It seems like it's cigar shaped, and UFOs are sometimes described in the sky as cigar shaped, but it might also be that the light is traveling like so quickly, like, so if you take a photo it looks like a cigar, basically. I don't know. And here it's a video, and now this object, same object, number 3, it's starting to spinning around like the other ones. So let's look at that. So here it's much more clear, like it's a UFO, because it's spinning around, basically. So one more video of it. And now I'm taking a photo with this red, the red filter, which I kind of like more than the black and white one. Okay, and this is the UFO 4. This might be the same as the UFO that traveled across the sky. And the UFO that had a liftoff and traveled across the sky and coming back. It might be one UFO that I saw, or it might be 3 different, I don't know, but it was coming from like where city was and was traveling across the sky again, basically. So here, this is like the city. It's coming from where the city is, and this is UFO 3, I think. That's still visible here, and this one is going back. We're gonna watch that one again, and here is UFO 3 again. So it's going relatively close to UFO 3 here. See if we can get a snapshot when they are in the same frame. Like here, for example, UFO 3, and it's probably, it might be UFO 2 that's coming back. It's likely that it's same in the liftoff. And this one might be the first one that I'm seeing again. So in total, it might just be two UFOs, but hard to say. I'm just like presenting what I saw. Okay, next. So the day after that, nothing more interesting happened that day. So I got home, and next day I went to the place where I thought the liftoff was, because as you remember, I was on one side of the railway. I went to the other side of the railway where I thought it was, somewhere maybe 500 meters to 1 kilometer to the northwest. And I saw another liftoff here, and this is like, as we can see here, 2 eyes. Maybe not a liftoff, but at least it might be the same UFO that I saw the first day, the one with 2 lights. As you can see here we can see 2 lights in the sky here. And this one which I showed the first one, it's 2 lights traveling around, and then we can see this kind of like it might try to camouflage itself, or it might send some kind of a signals here with the light, because it might know that I'm out watching it again, or I don't know how it is, but it kind of looks like there is an object here in the sky, because the lights need to come from somewhere. And here is a video that I took in black and white of it. And here it looks like it's just one light, but one light is either on the other side where I can't see it, or it's switched off, because there will be a sign here where we can see 2 lights. Maybe not there. But if we are being careful, there is like one light that's maybe switched off right now. For example, here you can see there is clearly one light here that's a bit brighter, and there is one light here and not giving so much light. So it's the same UFO I'm filming, even if it looks like only one light now. So to see the UFO like 2 days in a row, it's also a bit unusual. So here is a video with the red camera. And again, we can see here that it's like the light is on one, and here we can only see the that we can see like the metallic part, like the light source, but it's like switched off, or maybe it's sending light away from us so we can't see it, but we can still see that it's definitely two things there. And sometimes that big flashing, like all thing flashing. Don't really know what that is about, but you can see sometimes whole craft is flashing. And there, that's a little bit interesting here. That we can see birds flying by here. Let's see if we can see them again. So this is birds. This is birds. And this one is more up in the sky. So this is 3 birds here. And as you can see, this can definitely not be, there is 0 chance that this is an animal, or at least not an earth animal, because you can see the birds are not being light at all. So there, it looks like here, looks like this is like a small UFO. Maybe if this, we can see this like a larger ship. Maybe this is a small UFO coming, maybe to dock or exchange information, or I don't know what it's doing. But it's clearly traveling across here, and it's not a bird, because we saw birds flying by. This is not a bird. It doesn't look at all like the birds. It's for one reason, it's flashing lights. And again, we can see it's more red to one side and more blue at the other. So this one is quite good. So I would encourage you, if you're interested in this, like pause the video like I do and observe. Like for example here, like it's a good way to stop it. Like this this light is turned off, so it's used metallic, or yeah, it looks a little bit metallic. And the bigger craft, it's being like camouflaged like it. And there we could see like this going around, and this typical. So I don't understand why it's spinning so much. One would think like if it would be a human technology to have the lights spinning this much, whole object spinning like this much. For one reason, if like there was an extraterrestrial inside or a human inside, like spinning this much, it wouldn't be like comfortable for the one inside. But maybe it's just like the lights that's spinning around. So it's probably just, in my opinion, it's probably not manned. It's probably like a drone, a UFO. That's what I think at least. But I don't know. Might be manned of a short one. So here we see it again. So here again, now it looks like there is like 3 lights. So it might have more lights that it can switch on and off. And here looks like another small UFO coming to it or from it. You really have to, because they're traveling quite fast. And I remember I'm zoomed in with my camera. So if you would see it with your eyes, it wouldn't be this clear basically. So here it has 3 lights now. We never had 3 lights, and it might also be because it has rotated to show us 3 lights now. And it might be sending a message, because yeah, like why else would it have this show for us? So that's actually what I think, like that it wants to be seen. Like if it didn't want to be seen, I wouldn't have seen it. It wants to be filmed. Another like idea why it's used here, it's because but there are so many places, like it's because of cattle ranch. Some ufologists thinks like it's basically they're eating cattle, so they're close to the cattle ranches. Yeah, so why is it like spinning around so much? Sending some kind of a message. But what? Okay. So there's a new video of it. I don't have many more videos than this, so yeah. This might be the last one. So there we can see the birds again. Or different birds, maybe. Maybe this is the same video that I showed you before. But here is this one is coming across again. Because of the birds. No, it's not. Here it's a bit more clearly like this one is spinning more. So it was different birds that came again. Different birds that came again. But this we haven't seen this one. Yeah. So it's spinning. Again, here you can see it's not being light up. Here it's being light up. Big spinning. So here, like, look, it looks like it's many here. If you take this picture, it looks like it's like this one might just be one that are a little bit sometimes open and sometimes, but here it looks like it's like splitting off too many. Like it's like it's four here. It's interesting picture, and the light is more bright than it was before. Okay, so here it's it looks completely different. It's very bright shining light here now, and here it's like it's three lights instead of two lights. So yeah, can't explain it, but it's the same UFO we have seen here pictures here. That's a good picture actually. It's like three. And they're going like synchronized. So if this one where I'm focusing now, this one is the big one and it has two lights, and maybe it's one of the smaller ones that are traveling next to it, and it's this one here, and it's like maybe hooking up to the bigger one, maybe transfer information or whatever, and it also had to spin around. So maybe the spinning has to do with it means of flying. Maybe it can't fly without spinning or something like that. So here it's 1, 2, and here. Yeah, so now it was like 3 and now it's 2, like, and here, yeah. It's moving so fast, it's hard to say, but it's very actually an interesting, very nice show by this UFO. Okay. Yeah, so this is the last image. So I was traveling to yeah, like look for a site or something like that, but I didn't find anything. But yeah, it was interesting that it came 2 times, and yeah, I would love to hear your comment if you have seen something similar. I've been like following the field of ufology for yeah for a number of years now, and I never seen um, yeah this once. If you have like a video where it's you can see this kind of craft, please write in the comments. Okay, see ya.